Assalamualaikum, it's Faryal Jabin, roll number EP1770039, 4th Prof Evening. My topic is Radial Arm Maze and my subtopic is Radial Arm Water Maze. First of all, we discuss what is Radial Arm Water Maze. It is the modification of Radial Arm Maze used in learning and memory evaluation and also in certain neurodegenerative disorders. It is combination of Morris water with radial arm inserts. The inserts add spatial complexity and combine the measure of dry radial arm maze with rapid learning. It is used to investigate learning and memory performance in neurodegenerative disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, models of aging, and testing of psychoactive drugs. RAWM task is becoming a standard tool to assay memory in rodents or rats. Only few studies use it as a tool to evaluate memory in mice. It is also used as an assay in cognitive impairment caused by traumatic brain injury. A significant advantage of RAWM is that food deprivation is not required. Food deprivation is required in radial arm maze but not required in radial arm water maze. It has significant advantage. Then we have an introduction. In RAWM, we study about traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injury is a major public health problem and lead to temporary or permanent physical and cognitive impairments. People with TBI have an increased risk to develop dementia and neurodegenerative disorders. The use of animal models accelerate a better understanding of the pathological and behavioral outcomes associated with a mild traumatic brain injury. The goal of RAWM is to train the mice to learn the task over a period of 4 days. We hypothesize that reducing the number of trials per day would improve their ability to learn and reduce the fatigue. RAWM will likely to be widely applicable to detect cognitive defects in other mouse models of injury or diseases. Then we have materials and methods in which we have chemical and animals. Chemical scopolamine hydrobromide. It was dissolved in a double distilled water, sterile, filtered and administered at a dose of 1 mg per kg per 10 ml in mice. Intraperitoneal injection were performed in adult mice before 30 minutes of each trial every day. Scopolamine was freshly prepared each day. Animals were dosed. All animals are approved by the Institutional Animal Care and Use Committee. The study used 141 adult mice, 3 to 4 month old. Animals were group housed 4 to 5 per cage in a controlled humidity and temperature with a free access of food and water. Mice were assigned randomly to groups before start of each experiment. Each cage has at least one animal from each group treatment in a random order. Mice were never exposed to the maze before the start of the experiment. हम कभी भी माइस को एक्सपेरिमेंट स्टार्ट होने से पहले उस मेज़ के साथ एक्सपोज नहीं कराते, चाहे वो टी मेज़ हो, वाई मेज़ हो या रेडियल आर्म मेज़ हो या रेडियल आर्म वाटर मेज़ हो. हम कभी भी उसको उससे पहले एक्सपेरिमेंट से पहले एक्सपोज नहीं कराएंगे. Then we have apparatus of radial arm water maze. It is performed in a circular pool. 8 identical metal inserts having a V shape are inserted in the pool to make it a 8-arm RAWM. Arms are raised 9 cm above the level of water to discourage mice from climbing over the inserts and jumping in the dead area of pool or on the floor. The arms are made up of stainless steel to avoid corrosion due to continuous contact of water. The water was made opaque by addition of white liquid non-toxic paint. We don't use clear water. Rather, we use opaque water. Water temperature was held constant 21 degrees centigrade. The escape platform was a circular clear acrylic adjustable platform submerged 1 cm below the water level in one of the 8 arms and defined as goal arm. In this experiment, we have one goal arm and in a radial arm maze, we have food deprivation. So this is the difference between these two experiments. In this experiment, we have a goal arm. Then we have a protocol of radial arm water maze. Mice were tested for a day of 4 days and received 7 trials per day. To reduce fatigue, the 7 trials are divided into 2 blocks, block 1 and block 2. To encourage mice to learn the location of platform, an alternation of visible and hidden platforms are used. Visible platforms in block 1 and hidden platforms are in block 2. Used for training of mice. Mice that do not find the platform in 60 seconds were gently guided. Each mouse was given 15 seconds on the platform at the end of each trial to explore and memorize the spatial cues. When the trial was over, the mouse was removed from the pool. The goal arm was the same during all the trials, and between mice between the drop location varied between trials in a semi-random fashion. An error was scored every time the mouse entered in the arm and did not contain the platform or goal. If the mouse spent more than 15 seconds in the same zone, it was counted as an error. Then we have a diagram of block 1 and block 2. We have in block 1 we have visible region and a visible platform, and in block 2 we have hidden platform. And we have training protocols day 1 and 2 and testing protocols 3 and 4 day. Then we have experimental analysis. The median of errors made by the animal each day was considered for analysis. Only hidden trials were used in the analysis. We don't use visible trials in this analysis. The sum of the area of all trapezoidal is the total AUC. By trapezoidal method of visible and hidden trials are used for the analysis. Now compare the both groups and see the improvement in learning and memory. Then we have a result. RAWM improves memory and learning. The goal of this experiment was to determine if cues were being used by the mice for the visual spatial learning during RAWM tests. Mice were tested for a total of 4 days. We evaluated if the use of extra maze cues and a visible escape platform is essential for the mice to learn the task and has a positive influence on RAWM output, or if the mice were using other extra maze. Two conditions are considered in this result. In first group, mice is exposed to a pool that was equipped with 4 extra maze cues and a visible platform. In a second group, no extra maze were used and mice is never allowed to use a visible platform. Mice was never trained to locate the goal arm as compared to the mice with cues and access to visible platform. Also, AUC shows that mice use cues to learn RAWM assay quicker than the mice which do not expose to the cues. Then we have a graphical representations of the result of learning ability of mice. Then we have a result, another result of scopolamine. Scopolamine reduces the learning ability in RAWM. Scopolamine is a gold standard non-selective muscarinic compound particularly used for validating learning and memory assay. These memory impairments are detected in a large variety of cognitive tests, spontaneous alternations, and novel spatial recognition. Scopolamine is often used as a positive control compound for validating behavioral assays of learning and memory. Scopolamine treated mice were able to learn the task but slower compared to the vehicle group. As you see, vehicle group has more able to learn the task as compared to scopolamine. Then we have a discussion. Because of the heterogeneity of traumatic brain injury, RAWM protocols can sometimes not be sensitive enough to detect injury-induced deficits in behavior. The goal of the experiment was to provide a revised protocol for an 8-arm 4-day RAWM test. We believe that our protocol will be a useful resource for others attempting to standardize their behavioral assays and those laboratories interested in detecting suitable differences in cognitive function in mouse model for CNS injury or disease. We demonstrated that the use of cues will improve the test accuracy, reduction in the number of trials improve learning. We also provide a standard operating procedures and methods to validate the RAWM behavior for use in phenotyping other mouse models or when the pharmacological treatment would be considered. Here are some references. I have taken this article from journals.plos.org. Thank you.